Hello. In this video, we will begin to introduce exception handling in chapter 16. Exception handling enables a program to deal with exceptional situations and continue its normal execution. Let's look at this example here. We're going to write this program to prompt the user to enter two integers, number 1 and number 2. If the user enters 0 for number 2, integer division, the divisor number 2 cannot be 0. So this happens, a runtime error occurred. The program aborts. Now let's rewrite the program. We're going to have the if statement to test if number is 0. If it's not 0, we're going to perform the division. Otherwise, we display the message divisor cannot be 0. Now let's move this code to a function, quotient function. There's two numbers, number 1, number 2. So we're going to have this if number 2 is 0, display message, exit the program. This is a bad design. When the main function invokes quotient, it expects the control will return back to the main after it's finished. But now you detect an unusual situation and the function stops and the program now aborts. This is not a good way to call a function to handle the situation. The function should report the situation back to the caller. So what we're going to do now is to use the exception handling. We're going to rewrite the quotient function. If number 2 is 0, using the syntax through number 1. So this is through now this back to the caller. So the caller here use the syntax try catch. So if this function encounters exception through this exception, the try catch will catch it. So here, this happens when calling this function. The rest of the statement in the try block are not executed. So now you come to the catch. So catch this. So you're going to throw this number out from this function. And now it's caught in the catch clause. So the catch clause can process it and display this exception. So this integer cannot be divided by 0. So this number 1 cannot be divided by 0. So that is the proper way to deal with it. The program now continues to execute. So this is the way we're going to deal with exception handling. And so we're using this through the exception and using the try catch block to catch the exception. So this is the template for the try is. So try, you have the code to try. So it met through exception. And so you have more code to try. So if it's a normal execution, nothing happens, just normal. And catch is not executed. Only when the exceptional situation arises, and here is through exception, so the catch will be used to deal with the exception. Now you see the advantage of using exception handling. It enables a function to throw an exception to its caller. Without this capability, a function must handle the exception or terminate the program. often the called function does not know what to do in case of error. This is typical the case for the library function. The library function can detect the error, but only the caller knows what needs to be done when an error occurs. The fundamental idea of exception handling is to separate error detection from error handling. So error detection is in the function, error handling is in the calling function. So this is the introduction to exception handling. We will now continue to look more into exception handling in the upcoming videos. See you on the next video.